Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. Channel is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome to Scariest Deaths That'll Keep You Up at Night. Seriously Strange number 25. This video is by Rob Gabbigan. I hope I said that correctly. Somebody said it was Rob Dyke. Maybe he changed his YouTube name, but this video was recommended to me by Riley Nelson. Thank you guys so much for the recommendations. Keep showing us support, and the videos will keep coming. Keep dropping recommendations, and I will keep checking out these channels. Be sure to shoot down to the description box, click on the link, and go watch the videos in the entirety while me pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. Let's get it. Also, don't forget to let me know down in the comment section if you guys would like to see a live stream reaction video this weekend. Jonathan Luna.
Jonathan Luna, an assistant attorney from Baltimore, seemed to have his life in order. He was doing pretty well for a 38-year-old man who had grown up in the projects of the South Bronx.
I feel it.
At the age of 28, he was already working for a prominent law firm. Those accomplishments aside, it had seemed that Jonathan had his vices as well, some of which were catching up with him. Money had suspiciously gone missing from a case he was working on. He was around $25,000 in credit card debt, and he had an active profile on a dating website, despite being married.
So he's probably just living a double life, and maybe he borrowed some money from some mobsters, and in order to pay them back, he probably took money from his clients, you know, that he was working with during his law firm and his whatnot. But we're about to find out. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think is going to happen.
But it was a cold day in December of 2003 when those issues would become the least of Jonathan's concerns.
Uh-oh, wait a minute.
A string of creepy events took place upon Jonathan leaving work the evening of December 3rd. For reasons remaining unknown to this day, Jonathan didn't head home. He headed out of Maryland and for Delaware. He told no one. He made no contact. He simply up and left.
I'm about to crack the case.
Jonathan wouldn't be alive to return to work the following day. Jonathan's sudden departure was perplexing, but the events that took place on the road were all that much eerier. Less than an hour after he left his work, $200 was withdrawn from Jonathan's bank account.
Okay.
He used his Easy Pass to get through tolls, which is something used often by frequent travelers to expedite the toll process. It made sense for him to utilize it. However, what was strange was that Jonathan's vehicle didn't utilize the Easy Pass lanes for the entire trip. Part of the way through, he began buying toll tickets, though he wouldn't have needed to. His car stopped for gas, and about an hour and a half later, at 5:30 a.m., his car was discovered near a company parking lot, its front end in a creek with all of its lights off. Upon investigation, company employees stumbled upon a gruesome discovery. Jonathan...
Before we do that, all right, let me tell you guys what's happening. What's going on in my head right now. So he leaves work, right? He leaves. He's trying to escape something, someone. He's in trouble. He owes that amount of money. You're going to have to pay it back. No one just randomly borrows or is debt $25,000. You get what I'm saying? Because you have to have borrowed that money from somebody that's very intimidating, somebody that's had a name for themselves, because you're not about to just go to an ATM, take out $200 and go. $200 is like, okay, $200 is like 50 for food, maybe like 50 for gas, and 100 maybe for like a motel or something like, you know, down the way, you know, something like that, some little, a little bit of money that like that's, he pulled out the rest of his money that he had in that account, which probably wasn't much because he was already in debt. He tried to make it somewhere and he tried to get out, but it was too late. Whoever it was chasing him or wanted to get that money back ended up killing him.
Blood lied face down in the water, his head near the front end of his vehicle.
He was drowned.
The driver's side door had blood smeared on it, and when investigators arrived to examine the body, it was discovered that Jonathan had suffered 36 stab wounds to the chest and neck from
personal.
a small knife. The weapon was Jonathan's own pocket knife. However, even with the wounds, it was determined that Jonathan didn't die from being stabbed,
he drowned.
but from drowning.
I told you!
It was clear that Jonathan was alive when he reached the company parking lot.
Which I tell you guys all the time, bro. I should be a detective, man. I should just follow the crowd, the homicide detective crew, because I'm just that good. I keep stopping it because it's just, now the blood that's on the door, right? He got out of the car, they drove there, they made him drive there, of course, because they caught up to him, because nobody's about to just drive to the lake and drown themselves, right? So they made him drive there. Somebody was in a car, probably holding him at gunpoint, told him to get out the car. He got out the car. The guy walked around, beat him up. The dude was getting beat up so bad, you know, the blood smear because he hit him. He probably fell against the door. Slowly started to, what's his name? The dude started stabbing him, right? Stabbing him. Like I told you guys, if you get stabbed more than 4 or 5 times, bro, it's personal. 36 times, it's personal. Which probably means it was a dude that probably he owed money. So he stabbed him. Then he knew he was dying already, and he just started to finish him off. How did I know that? Because only his face was submerged in water. No, if you're going to throw somebody in the water, you're going to throw the whole body. You're just not going to throw their face inside the water, which led me to believe that he was drowned in the first place. Which I said before he even said it. He was drowned.
The case was ruled a suicide by federal authorities, but local authorities in 2 successive coroners believed it was homicide.
Suicide?
Peculiar bits of evidence changed some people's minds. Most of the blood was found in the rear seats of the car, signifying that Jonathan may have been a passenger in the car when he was attacked. One of the toll tickets even had a drop of blood on it, leading to the idea that Jonathan was injured even a ways before reaching the parking lot. One thing was for certain. When Jonathan left work, he left a couple of important items on his desk: his cell phone and his glasses. He required his eyeglasses to drive. Without them, he wouldn't have been able to. The investigation of Jonathan Luna's death is still ongoing, and it hasn't yet been determined whether he was actually driving his vehicle at all.
He had to be.
There is a $100,000 reward for any information leading to a conviction.
100,000? Danny Casalaro.
Some journalists take a tremendous risk on the things they choose to report on. Danny Casalaro would meet a brutal death on his path to bring light to darkness.
I'm about to crack this
Danny
case.
was a freelance writer who was working on a story that, if released, could have changed the entire world as we know it. He was on the trail of a story other journalists had worked on in parts as well. He referred to it as the octopus. The octopus was believed by Danny to be an international underground political faction responsible for a number of major worldwide scandals.
Of course.
The group had the power to put whoever they saw fit into political office, and was even said to be involved in Ronald Reagan's placement into the presidency.
100%.
The group has multiple arms that reach into numerous facets of the everyday lives of citizens from a number of countries around the world.
That's what these news stations are. I've been trying to tell people all the time. They're like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. These news stations. It's like people making those videos and they all saying the same thing over and over again, making us turn against each other, saying this person did this, or this person is responsible. They're not, bruh. It's the people that's responsible you haven't even seen. They're nowhere to be found. They're not even in public view. They're all puppets. I'm a firm believer of that. You can't tell me nothing.
Danny was fearless. He worked hard to expose this international cabal, and he paid the ultimate price for it. Danny told his family that he'd often receive phone calls late at night threatening and harassing him, attempting to scare him into submission to drop his pursuit of the truth. He often told his brother, as he came closer and closer to the truth, that if he were to die in any accident, not to believe that it was an accident at all. Danny spoke in a way that made others believe that he was sure that he would meet death for the knowledge he had obtained, and it would seem that he was right. In August of 1991, Danny packed his things with the help of his longtime housekeeper. She recalled him placing a thick group of papers into a black briefcase. He told her that he was going to be meeting with a source that could provide a critical puzzle piece to his story,
source of death,
provide him with what was needed to uncover the octopus once and for all.
If you're getting death threats, please don't meet somebody somewhere.
Once he was gone, she reported that she answered a number of disturbing phone calls to his home that night. One voice told her that he would cut Danny's body and throw it to the sharks. That was only one of several. Danny checked into a hotel, and he was soon spotted at a cocktail lounge within the hotel. He spoke with a man that just so happened to be renting the room beside his. Danny excused himself to make a phone call, and when he returned, he claimed that his source had probably blown him off. The next morning, housekeeping entered Danny's room and discovered a horrifying scene. Danny was naked, dead in the bathtub with numerous cuts to his wrists. Blood was covering the bathroom floor and walls. The sight was so gruesome that one of the housekeepers fainted upon seeing it. Investigators found an empty beer can beneath Danny's body along with 2 white plastic trash bags. A half-empty bottle of wine rested nearby. Aside from the mess in the bathroom, the room was quite clean. On the desk sat a note that read, "To those who I love the most, please forgive me for the worst possible thing I could have done. Most of all, I'm sorry to my son. I know deep down inside that God will let me in. Due to the body's condition and no evidence of a struggle, it was determined that Danny had committed suicide. However, one odd detail was offered by his family.
Let's get it.
Danny was squeamish and hated the sight of his own blood. So if Danny were to commit suicide, it more than likely wouldn't have occurred in such a way. It was reported that during Danny's funeral, a limousine arrived. A highly decorated military official stepped out, walked to the casket, placed a medal upon it, and saluted before leaving. The man has never been identified.
Bro, let me tell you something right now, y'all. Look at me. I know you guys put your phone down. Don't pick it up. I'm sorry, you might be watching on the phone. Look, but pay attention. You're not about to work years, days, months, you know what I'm saying, to crack a case that you've been working hard on, only to go and commit suicide. Who does that? That's like me saying, hey man, I want to reach 1 million subscribers. I can't wait to get to 1 million subscribers. Then I get to 1 million subscribers and I die. No, nobody does that, bro. And especially your family knows more about you than anybody. And they say he's squeamish. Nobody's about to cut themselves if they already know that they're squeamish of their own blood. That's just one thing, man. That's just one lane I would just never go down, because that's a lane you will not win. You probably walking past people that may be a part of that little 8 octopus thing every day. You never know who it is. They're all around us. I'm 100% sure of that. They're probably watching this video right now too. But if they are, like and subscribe. Yeah, man, it gets real, bro. That government stuff ain't no joke, bro. I don't mess with that. Ghosts, aliens, all that stuff, that's more my lane. That's why more than half of the people that try to chase the government or reveal government information is no longer here with us or is missing at this time.
Some deaths occur without rhyme or reason, and the evidence left behind will haunt us forever. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old student from Canada visiting Los Angeles, California in early 2013.
Los Angeles?
Unfortunately, the hotel Elisa chose to stay at, the Hotel Cecil, was a place notorious for sinister happenings. A number of terrible things have occurred within its walls, from thefts to suicides to murders. The Hotel Cecil was perhaps best known for being the residence of 2 prolific serial killers, Jack Unterweger and Richard Ramirez, the infamous Night Stalker, who were responsible for striking immeasurable amounts of fear in their own respective ways through their brutal, merciless murders.
Watch his Netflix series.
One of the most haunting details of Elisa's final moments involved an elevator and were caught on security footage. Elisa can be seen stepping onto the elevator and pressing all of the buttons for an unknown reason. The elevator doors, however, refuse to close. Elisa cautiously steps to the elevator doors and darts her head out as if she were expecting someone to be out there, possibly even looking for her. Her movements are quick, like she doesn't wish to be
She's
caught.
scared.
She ends up pressing herself into the corner of the elevator in what looks like an attempt to hide from an unseen presence. The elevator doors still malfunctioned and refused to close, so she stepped out from the elevator in a series of odd movements. Some time passes and she steps back into the elevator, appearing distressed, only to try again, pressing all of the buttons. What happens next is most chilling, as the doors yet again refuse to close, and Elisa emerges into the hallway and begins moving in a disturbing manner. She moves out of the camera's view and doesn't return. 30 seconds later, the elevator doors finally close, and it moves freely from floor to floor. Disturbing, yes, but it's not over yet. 2 weeks later, residents of the Hotel Cecil complained to management that the water was discolored and that it smelled and tasted funny.
Oh,
when
they
the water
drank
tanks
it.
on the roof were inspected to discover the cause, Elisa Lam's body was found dead and bloated inside. It was determined that she had ended up inside the tank only moments after she stepped out of the elevator. The problem was that the roof was nearly impossible to access, as it was blocked behind 2 locked, alarmed doors that Elisa somehow passed through undetected. Even if she had done it herself, climbing the water tanks, opening one, and then closing it behind her would have been even more difficult. Despite this, investigators ruled her death accidental. Chilling, disturbing, and still not over yet. A movie named Dark Water depicts a mother and daughter who move into a slummy apartment where the water begins to run black.
Oh.
The daughter's name is Cecilia, close to Hotel Cecil, and the water's dark color is the result of a dead body up in the roof's water tank. At the end of the movie, the elevator even malfunctions. The movie was released 8 years before Elisa Lam's death. An eerie parallel indeed, however, still not over. An outbreak of tuberculosis erupted in the same location as where Elisa's body was found within the same time frame. The testing kit used for tuberculosis is known as the Lam-Elisa test. Elisa's first and last name switched, spelled exactly the same. Elisa's autopsy revealed that drugs played no role in her death, and though she did have bipolar disorder, her strange behavior and the details surrounding her death have yet to be explained.
I'm kind of stumped with this one. I think this is the first video that I've seen. I just couldn't explain any explanation. I mean, the Cecil Hotel, they said it was haunted. It had murders, suicide, unexplainable events happening, but the elevator was not closing. I don't know how it works. Maybe it was an inside job, because my thing is, if she made it past 2 alarm doors, right? I'm pretty sure the only people that have access to that door is probably the custodians or the staff or somebody in the staff, you know what I'm saying? The manager or the person that be watching the cameras, you get what I'm saying? I feel like the staff was a part of killing people. That's just my observation from it, because one, the elevator wasn't closing. You mean to tell me that as soon as you step out the elevator, then it closes? Like, it couldn't have been a ghost. No ghost is about to take you on the top of the roof, go through past 2 doors, and then throw you in a water tank. You know what I'm saying? That just doesn't happen. I just don't see how you press all the elevator buttons and you're looking to see if somebody's coming and the elevator's not working, but when you leave, the elevator starts up again. I think there's buttons to stop the elevators from working, because they can do that when it's during maintenance, right? So I feel like it was someone on the inside. They have 2 alarms on top of the building, so you would think they would have cameras there just in case someone tried to run out that way, or they're trying to do something like, suspicious or, incriminating or anything like that, then they would have it on footage. But I guess they didn't have no footage available. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, support your boy. Also, this video was by Rob Gavigan or Rob Dyke. But yeah, content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. Channel is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome to Scariest Deaths That'll Keep You Up at Night. Seriously Strange number 25. This video is by Rob Gavigan. I hope I said that correctly. Somebody said it was Rob Dyke. Maybe he changed his YouTube name, but this video was recommended to me by Riley Nelson. Thank you guys so much for the recommendations. Keep showing us support, and the videos will keep coming. Keep dropping recommendations, and I will keep checking out these channels. Be sure to shoot down to the description box, click on the link, and go watch the videos in the entirety while me pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. Let's get it. Also, don't forget to let me know down in the comment section if you guys